Morning, everybody. It is 8:10 a.m., February 28th, the last trading day of February. So expect some fireworks. We do have core PCE at 8:30 and Chicago PMI at 9:45. So some data coming out that's real important after this large sell-off yesterday. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. Welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use market profile and volume profile to find structure in the markets along with supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the previous day. That's the edge I have, and that's the way I look at the markets. That's the way I organize the data. And hopefully, you guys join me every morning. All right? Join me every morning. Subscribe, set an alert. That would be awesome. All right? Join me while I give you the market scoop, the leaders and the laggards, the news and economic calendar, and basically the overall story of what's going on in the markets. All right. Now, of course, I did drop my other trading video today on my YouTube Shorts. Check it out. Also posted out my X at Gonzo719, and you can also check me out on TikTok at Gonzo719 Trader, and of course my Discord Confluence Trading, and you can go to my YouTube homepage and join there. Now, the last couple of days, um, I just I'm battling my I have AFib, and it's been like coming about like every day. So I'd like to go live again today. Um, really like to go live today. So hopefully you can come join me if I go live. All right. So now let's just see what's moving markets this morning. Lots of things to talk about. So let's check it out. Here's our futures watch list here. Most notable, obviously, is probably Bitcoin, but the Dow is up 0.48. 30-year bonds are being bought. ES is up 0.22. The dollar's flat. Nasdaq is flat. The VIX is at a 21. All right, you got 0.14. It's down 0.14. It's really flat. Russell is down 0.16. The 10-year yield is down. That 10-year yield was down over a percent earlier, but it's down 0.74. Like I said, broke that 4.4 yield. The next one is 4.13. Gold's down 0.80. Silver's down 1.12. Crude is down 1.29%. So remember the 10-year yield in crude? They seem to go together. Bitcoin is down 2.8%. It was down a lot more earlier. I saw it was down to 79,000 earlier. Might have even went below that, but it was down more than that earlier. Ethereum is getting destroyed. That's down 5.27%. So I was looking at the chart a bit earlier. Wow, it's really taking a beating. No, moving on to the Mag 7 Plus here. Let's go to that list. All right. Good morning, Chief. Let's see here. That's Rosita. All right. So let's see here. Berkshire Hathaway leading the pack. That would be like financials. JP Morgan. Oop. JP Morgan financials. Right. Let's stay on this chart. JP Morgan. Yeah, it's your Meta up 0.22. There's really nothing else up to talk about. You have some laggers here. Tesla down 1.12. Tesla is getting smoked. Wow. I mean, I thought 300 was a level to look at. It's getting smoked. And I saw some earlier news about Tesla, but yeah, that's just getting destroyed. Nvidia down more, down 2.14%. 2.14%. Coinbase down 2.72%, and that's also getting destroyed. I mean, that's at $200. I want to say it went up to high threes to Coinbase, maybe even four. I can't remember, but I think it was high threes, and that's just getting murdered. Right? Bitcoin definitely is taking a leg down. Now, if you look at a Bitcoin chart, how we talk about single prints, maybe we'll look at it in a little bit, but it's like basically cleaning up the poor structure, and you got to go down to like 70,000 to like hit the next consolidation. So 67,000 about, I think. So that's that, right? Let's move over to the top sector stocks here. All right, so seems financials is very strong today. All right, so Morgan Stanley is up 94%, 0.94%, I'm sorry. Visa financials up 0.79. So you got Procter and Gamble, that's your staples. Walmart staples, Johnson and Johnson, basically defensive. Healthcare, Qualcomm's up 0.55, interesting. PepsiCo, that's another staples. Okay. United Healthcare, obviously healthcare. And then who's the laggards in this list? You have Uber, McDonald's. Now McDonald's is usually a safe haven. Snowflake down 0.45 after nice earnings, and Salesforce down 0.51. Let's go into the granular list here. I'm assuming some crypto, Bitcoin related stocks are going to be hit here in the laggards. So let's go to the leaders. SoundHound up 2.17. Monster Energy Drinks, I believe this is up 1.93. ASML Semi up 1.43. Roblox up 1.36. That's the end of the one percenters. Okay. Now, laggards. Supermicro computers that had a nice little run in it, and now it's getting destroyed. Or it's getting, yeah, I think it went up into the 50s, high 50s, and now it's down 8%. Dell reported earnings. I think they were disappointing. 5.92. HIMS down 4.89. Palantir is dropping almost 5%. IonQ, quantum computing, that's down 4.34. I got an alert. I think that's one of the levels I want to nibble on, I think, but I don't know yet. BABA down 3.7. Walgreens Boots Alliance down 3.38. Bitcoin ETF down 2.81. Riot down 2.77. OpenAI down 2.72. Mara Mining back down to $12, down 2.67. MicroStrategy is getting destroyed, down 2.34. And Vistra, still looking to possibly nibble on that thing, down 2.26. And Hood down 2.09. Okay, those are your laggards. Now we move on to the sectors. To the sectors. Let's move on to sectors here. And like I said, I was talking about financials. No surprise, that's the leader, up 0.78, followed by staples, right? So financials is not exactly tech, right? It's not exactly like it basically is kind of defensive in a little bit way, especially with Trump, and he's about deregulation. So financials is really holding up. Staples defensive, industrials semi-defensive, healthcare defensive, utilities defensive, right? Now, discretionary is flat, and you have the laggard of technology, which is the biggest weighted sector in the S&P 500, and that encompasses semis, but I always keep semis here for a more granular. They are the laggard today, right? Nvidia is down 2.16%. Okay. Now we're going to get right into the economic calendar here because we do have news coming out at 8:30. Will that move the market enough because of this big drop? I don't know. It's the Fed's preferred gauge of inflation. That was your watch list. I'm not even sure if I put that graphic up. That was your watch list. Let's go to your market news. An economic calendar first. Okay. So today we have core PCE, right? Now let's go to the 1 star here. So core PCE year over year, we're looking for 2.6. Last time it was 2.8. Okay, so they're looking for it to go down. Let's see if that happens. Now the headline PCE, it was 2.6. They're looking at 2.5. They're looking at it to go down 0.1, and they're looking at core to go down 0.2. We'll have to see, right? You got personal income, personal spending also coming out, retail inventories, wholesale inventories, and then at 9:45 a.m. you have more data, Chicago PMI. So you got some data. Okay, you got some data today. All right, now as far as earnings, we'll wrap it up. right here. After the close, SoundHound, Dell, Rocket Labs, Transmedics, Duolingo all reported. Okay. Um, Come to think of it, I should actually add that to. I don't. I thought I had that in my list. I might have not had that in my list. Because I actually am a little buyer in Transmedics. Yeah. All right. I added them to my list. I don't think I had them on there before. All right. So Transmedics. All right. And then this morning, Fubu TV. And there's not much shocking about the rest of these guys. That will end earnings. Okay, and that's pretty much going to end the earnings season for anything that moves markets with Nvidia this week. Okay, so now let's go over some news. All right, so Nvidia shares inch down. Artificial intelligence darling fell by 8.5% in the prior session, wiping out 274 billion from its market value as investors assess good but not great quarterly returns. Crypto exposed stocks slipped, mirroring a deep slide in the price of Bitcoin as investors flew from risk assets following fresh tariff comments from U.S. President Donald Trump. So all these crypto related fell. Dell edged lower after the Texas-based group predicted it would post a drop in adjusted gross margin in the 2026 fiscal year. HP unveiled softer guidance for the current quarter, warning that U.S. import tariffs in China would drive up costs. Autodesk shares climbed after the software group reported fourth quarter earnings and revenue above Wall Street expectations. Monster Beverage Group shares moved higher following a higher than expected fourth quarter gross margin. Walgreens Boots Alliance shares dropped after analysts at Deutsche Bank downgraded their rating of the pharmacy chain and said a reported take private bid from Sycamore Partners may be difficult to complete. So that is your news there. Let's see if there's more news here. All right, it says Fed hammock eyes steady balance sheet cuts amid U.S. government financial uncertainty. China accuses U.S. of fentanyl blackmail after latest tariff threat. Meta plans paid subscription service for chatbot Meta AI. All right, let's see anything else in here that's worth talking about. Let's see here. Nope, nope, nope. Nothing really to talk about. Let's see if the juice has anything for us. Now, there was some things that came out just recently. U.S. to impose duty for China aluminum cables via South Korea. U.S. to impose duty for China aluminum cables via double the same thing. Um, so not sure how much that's gonna. That means red, so it's they're saying it's supposed to be. Let's see here. Just trying to see if they're talking about anything else here. Not really. Not really. All right. Now we have news dropping in about 7 minutes. I wanted to go over some things that I've been looking at lately, a couple charts, all right, just to give the status of where the market is, and just gives you a view. Okay. So we're gonna start here. Okay. This is the SPX up here. Okay. And this is basically the percentage of the S&P 500 stocks that are above the 20-day moving average. So this is a very good indicator here. So 41% are above. So we're almost still half above the 20 simple moving average on a daily. Whenever you go to extremes, like only 7%, that's usually when you get bounces. So if you look up here, when I go to a down part of this little indicator, you notice we like bounce. We bounce right up, right? Go to the lows over here, about 6%, you get a bounce in the market, right? You go to the other extreme, about 90% are above, you get a drop. So it's pretty good indicator as far as that, right? You can tell when something's oversold, overbought. Now another one I've been liking here is this AAI sentiment indicator, the bullish and the bearish sentiment indicator. So right now you're at 60%. So looking into this, they take a sentiment every week of this group of investors and they ask them, how bearish are you? How bullish are you? Right? So 60% of them are bearish. Now, if you notice his readings up here, it is pretty high comparable to past in the past. That's a pretty high reading. 60% are bearish, right? Then there's a bull. There's a bull survey. So if we look at that, 19% of those investors that were surveyed are bullish. And if you look to the left, I get like a little crosshair here. I thought I had a crosshair. Come on now. Oh, here we go. If you look to the left, that is pretty bearish. Okay. So 60% in the bull, I'm sorry, the bear are bearish, and 19% of the bull survey are bullish. Only 19% of those investors. So it's a pretty weak reading here. So that's one, right? And next, the other one I like to go to is, let's see, the New York. Let's see, the new highs and new lows in a nicey right here. Here's another thing to just look at that I'd like to look at. So this is let me do a year. This is fine. Keep it here. So this is showing that this is stocks making new highs minus new lows. So now we're at a negative number, and you can see once you get down to here, that's pretty negative. We're not there yet, but you can see that more stocks are making lows. Okay, that's not surprising. Now, the last one I like to look at is the bullish percent index of the S&P 500. Okay, now basically down in the 30s here. All right, just how this works. This is based on point and figure charts, and point and figure charts either they're in buy signals, which is up here, right, and or they're in sell signals, which is down like the 20s and the 30s. We are at 48, so we're not really down here, right? So we're kind of still in the middle, but that's something interesting, right? And that's just the S&P 500. Now, if we look, we can look at also the NYSE, right? That's the whole exchange. So let's go here. So you can do the whole NYSE right here. And I just wanted to show you that it's a bit more bearish. I don't know if that moved down. I can't remember now. Anyway, that's just stuff I like to look at for like overall breadth of the market. I don't know if that's helpful, but it's pretty gives you a more solid reading of when maybe you can be contrarian, right? Um, so those charts I just wanted to share with you. Hopefully that was some insight there. Now we got news dropping in less than a minute. All right, and we can just go right to our daily charts here, and then I'll step into the hourly chart in about, we got that news dropping in about 20 seconds. So real quick before I drop this into an hourly chart, you can see the SPY, right, broke the 61.8 retracement and went almost to the 70.86% retracement. So this most likely is going to 100% retrace, just a matter of when. Let's go to that news. Let's go to an hourly chart here. News dropped. Let's see. Let's see what the core PCE is at, because it doesn't seem to be pushing. All right, let's look at the news together. Okay, let's see. So let's go with the core PCE year over year. All right, so it came in line, expected 2.6. They got 2.6. So that's, you got what it's expected. Now the PCE headline number 2.5, they got 2.5. So they nailed it. They pretty much nailed it. So it's kind of a nothing